Hello and welcome. This is Chrisanne and I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. Today we are going to be doing circle clusters. I need some clusters and I have all these circle things. So let's use this, in my mind, is still a circle. So we're going to be using all different circle punches. I even have this one, which I'm going to figure out how to use properly. I have little teeny tiny ones. I have all different sizes here. And I have some circle rubber stamps. I have paper I have decorated. I have white cardstock. I have a little bit of black cardstock. But the other thing that I have is I have these tins. I love the things that comes in tins. So I have these vintage ephemera stickers. So we're going to use those. I have not been really using these as much as I should have been. So we're going to use these today. The Modern Girl variety. There's 400 of the sort of vintagey-ish women stickers. So we're going to use those. And then this is the best tin. It's all things I made. So it's a whole bunch of tags and tickets and little bits. So we're going to use my tins, we're going to use my stamps, we're going to use my circles, we're going to use my papers, and whatever is on my desk. I have some other like different papers, and I have, some stencils as well. I have some circle stencils. So we're going to just play. We're just going to craft along with me as I make some circle clusters. So the first thing I want to do is make space on my desk. And I want to keep these big ones out for right now. Let me move some of these out of my way. And I'll grab these as needed. So I want to start by cutting some sort of base circles to work with. And I want to start with this one. So this is is it 3 or 3.5 inches? I think it's 3 inches. So let's start with this one. It doesn't go all the way. I can't flip this all the way back, which I wish I could. So this is cardstock. I made a whole bunch of these on a video. It was either last August or September or somewhere thereabouts. But it is a video that I created. I like to do it upside down so I can maximize the use of my paper. This one takes your strength. So I'm getting a whole bunch of these. And this, like I said, takes strength. But we're just going to punch a bunch of these out. And don't worry, I'm going to fully use all of this paper. If I don't use it in the video, trust me, I really do use it. I put time and effort into decorating the papers. I want to use them. Plus, I think they're pretty. It will fit there. Ooh, this is my workout for the month. I don't work out. I do art. Okay. I know a lot of us have circle punches and different things like that. Let's use them. Let's do a few white cardstock ones. And then I'm going to switch to my other punch. Because I can't keep using this one. Oh my goodness. Okay. We are done with this one. Let's go. I want to go to this one. This one's 2.5. And let's see. No, I can't get that there, but I can there. Let's see. Aha, I can. Might only be able to get one with this punch. That's fine. Go to some of the white ones. I'm just gonna cut a bunch of these out. However many we get made is what we get made. I'm not setting a number or a limit on this. And I have really no specific plan of attack. You know, there are times I like to just sit and play. And that's kind of what this is, but I do need some clusters. Now, I use clusters in a myriad of ways. That is just shy of fitting, of course. I use clusters in a myriad of ways. I use clusters in my journals, my junk journals, my art journals. And I'm using clusters as a decoration, maybe on the front of a pocket. I'm using clusters. This is my 1.5 inch. I'm using clusters on the front of greeting cards that I make. I am using clusters just, you know, as sort of maybe a pocket on a page. Just if I have a journal page that just sort of needs a something. You know, when you're going through and you're putting your journal together and you just sort of need a something. That's where I stick a cluster. But really, when I make clusters, they make quick and easy greeting cards. Just stick it on the front of a greeting card. There, you got a card. Add a word or two. Easy peasy. Did I try this spot right here? I probably did. Okay. So those are all the ways that I use clusters. Clusters are practical. I'm going to use all these bits up. Don't you worry. And I also have some other decorative papers here if I need to add. And if I can make some straight lines when I am cutting around these things, it's easier for my punch to be able to fit in. Get whatever I can get. Let's move on to this one. Oh, that's my teeny tiny one. Let me get my inch, or just smaller than an inch. You know what I should have done was have a bucket here to put them all in a bucket. That would have been smaller. Smarter, I mean. Do I have an empty one? No, of course I don't have an empty one right here. I have a million of them. But they all have stuff in them right now. All right, I'll figure it out. Okay. I don't need to cut each and every centimeter of this paper up right now. See, when you have a flatter edge, it fits in there better. And let's get a couple of these. All right, let's move this out of the way. Let me grab, where was that? Oh, this one right here. This, was that a 1/2 inch? I think it's a 1/2 inch. I might have to, oh no, that's good. I find those little plastic things to be more of a hindrance than anything. I keep saying I'm going to go and remove them, and I haven't yet. Sometimes it's hard to see the underneath. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Let's move this out of the way. Put that away, move that out of the way. Gonna move these out of the way. Gonna move that out of the way. And then I want to do, let me bring back this one. This is my 2.5 inch. I want to do some circles using washi. And let me grab my washi right here. I have this really pretty washi. It's called Old Memories. Of course, it's from Temu. You know, when I do my Temu hauls, a lot of people are like, oh, I can't wait to see what you do with the goodies that you got. I don't really have like specific videos that I create. You just have to watch my videos because it's in like all of my videos or all the goodies. Now I am going to, what is this? Oh. All right, I'll have to punch around that. Okay, some of that end. And just to make it easy, let's do some at this end. I'm not covering the whole thing. I just want like a decorative strip in my circle. And I want rid of that. Okay, stick that right over there. You got my arm in your way. Now I'm going to turn this upside down and I'm going to rub that. There's a sticky part right there, so I need to avoid that one. And I thought these would be pretty. Just a decoration on the circle. And it's really pretty washi tape too. It has flowers and writing. I don't know. I like it. Ooh, I like that Lily of the Valley. We'll get that one. There. Now, where's that? Okay, right there is that sticker bit. come in with my, what is this, 1.5. Actually, that's going to be the whole thing. There. Okay, we'll just put that aside. If I need to cut some more of those little bits out, I certainly can. I have black paper here that I haven't cut out yet, but I'll do that as we kind of move along. All right, and let me decide. Do we want to do some brown edging? I think we do. So let me get, put all my inks away. Let me see if I can find my brown. There it is. That was easy. I'm trying to get it so if I move one thing, everything doesn't fall on me. Yeah. Good luck. So if I work on the white, yeah, that's easy for you to see. Oh, look, that's pretty. Okay. And as always, I'm using walnut stain, my favorite. It's going to be a little tricky to edge that, so we're just going to do it the best that we can. What I didn't grab, which I also wanted, my buttons. Those are circles too. I wanted buttons. Put those there. All right. So before I glue all of this together, I kind of want these to be a focal point. Here's one with a green dress. I'm going to play up the green. Maybe a little bit bigger one. Oh, here's one with 2. Oh, perfect. That's what I want. Okay. And let's just start putting all these together. I know my pin isn't the right pin, so it only does that just for the first few drops of glue. So we have that. You know what? Now I do want to get some of my black circles. You know, I just got some sandpaper yesterday from the Dollar Tree, and it's looking like some of these punches, specifically this one, might need to have sandpaper run through it. When you put the sandpaper through the punch, it sharpens it a little bit. You can also do that with tin foil. There. That's what I have so far. Let's get some buttons. What else? That's what I was looking for. And I can match that with a green button. Oh, that's cute. Let me ink this one. know what the other thing is? So let me grab some of my things. Do I like that or do I like it without it? I might like it without it, actually. All right. And I'm going to do this off center. And I think this glue will hold the button. And I'm going to do that off center. So there. I don't know, does it need something? These are kind of a little on the too big side. No. No, let me see in here. I have some green ones. Nah. No. I might just be leaving that one and move on to another one. No. Nope, we're just going to leave that one. All right, we're going to call that one done. So we'll put that one over there. Put my glue. Oh, you know what else I have? I'm just using things on my table. If you haven't watched me before, welcome, first of all. Second of all, I have a whole bunch of flatback gems that I spilled over there a while ago. I have tried picking them up. There are so many of them. I use them as I go. And they're beautiful. There. That adds a something. Nice. Cool. I'm good with that. All right, let's put that there. Put the gems there. Put my gem picker right there. Pile these sort of on top of each other. Okay. I'm going to go to this one next. And I want to get my circle stencil. I'm going to stencil some circles on this. I think we'll use my blue. And my brushes almost always have plenty of ink in them. And I got the stencils off of Temu as well. And then when I'm all done this project, this will get cut up and made into stuff as well. I just want to see. No. Let me ink around this. There we go. Grab a couple of these. I think I'm going to make one more. Should probably just leave this one on my desk. Just make a bunch while I'm here. I didn't pre-make anything because it's a craft along with me. I have a feeling I'm going to be using a bunch of these. You know, the other thing I have is brads. Remind me to use my brads. It's up to you to remind me. Okay. And then I have my stamps too. Let me use, let's see. Well, I kind of like that one. It has circles in it. So let's use that one. And let's see what color ink I have right here. I'm going to use that one. These are my Elements by Lavinia. And this one is the Sahara. I think this will show up. Oh, nice. All right, let me stamp this a couple times and then I will show you closer. Oh, that one didn't get very... Here we go. There. Okay, I'm liking those layers. I'll put that other piece right over that. I call it visual texture. Yeah, it goes that way. All right, so let's glue that one down. And then let's get her here. Yeah, let's tuck some of these in before that fully dries. There. And now let's get the backing off of this. Put that there. Throw that little bit away. And then let's see what we have. Ooh, I kind of like that. Let me see if I can tuck that under. Oh, I like that. Okay. To adjust my shirt. I am getting a rash from something. And ooh, it's getting itchy. I get a lot of rashes. I have a lot of allergies. I do my best to not scratch, but I've already scratched. And ugh. Once I scratch, forget it. That's not straight. If you know, you know. I have a good friend, and she has allergies. Not the same allergies I have. She has her own version of comparable weird allergies. Everybody's like, I've never met anybody like you. I'm like, yeah. You should meet my friend. Kind of like that under as well. Let's see. I glue everything down before I decide. Yeah, we'll do that. Not that I really need to add this. It's not really going to show up, but it's there. And then I think I'm going to do some gems on this one as well. There, and I should add more glue to right here. And stick the sticker down again. That's what I have so far. And gem picker. should I add a button to this one? Let's do the gems first. My stomach, but I did eat. My stomach likes to talk away while I'm doing my videos. Or if I'm on the phone. Let's see. Maybe a yellow button would be pretty. Whoops, I grabbed two. I'm just going to place it there. I'm not going to back it with anything. There. So I have two so far. Now, I can just glue this into my journal. I can glue on the back right there and have it be like a corner tuck. I can glue this to the front of a card, put happy birthday, whatever. All different things. Let me put those over there. Okay. Let's do, I haven't done one of these in white. And one of those. Let's do that. Or did I? Did I do that? No, I haven't done that yet. Kind of looks like a flower to me. There's that. And I am going to go through and I am going to put down some of my labels. But I think I want to do, let's just do the yellow again. Let's do some inking on this. You're only going to see a little bit of this. That. Let's do some right in the middle. Make it even more look like a flower. All right. That I am going to glue because that part's done. There. Okay. Let's decide on these. Okay. And then we can go through and pick the little doll sticker based on these. I don't really need to ink that. Okay, now I gotta remember where I had these. Okay. There's that one. This type is a sticker. And let's put that one there. Kind of overlap. That one there. Just doing a whole bunch of circles. That's what I have so far. Let's see. This one's calling me. Stands out, which is what I want. Yeah, let's do that. Ignore my stomach. Kind of be like a halo behind her head. That's what I have so far. And should I do a button? Do a button right here. What if I have that like, it's kind of like a bluey, purpley color. Yeah, we'll do that. There's a really flat spot on the back of these buttons. I got these buttons years ago on Amazon, like years. Where's my, here it is. You can get the buttons anywhere, really. My hair gets all over the place. 4. I don't like an odd number. We'll do 2 over here. There. Your eye picks up on it visually when there's an even number versus an odd number. And it's weird, but it does. Come on, you. There we go. All right. I think I'm going to call that one done as well. Put that over there. Okay, now what should we go to? Oh, I like this one. And I think I want this one. Put that. That one. Oh yeah, pretty. Just adding that washi tape just elevated it. I know I'm not adding like a ton of things to these, but sometimes you don't need to. I am going to add some stamping to that one. Let me see. I have my light green one. Nope. It must be right over here. I know my arm's in your way. Pine and olive. We're going to use olive. Did I finish that? Looks like it needs a little bit more right there. Okay. Let me stamp that yellow off. Let's ink. Just adding a little bit, that's all I want. There. Somewhat even. It's mostly even. I'm calling it even. Gonna glue this down. cover that. I see an impending disaster if I don't. And I want this sticker right here. Let me see what this one is. Is that too big? All right, that's what we're going to do. Matches mostly. I'm trying to do things that are like different colors than what I normally do. Trying to mix it up a bit. You know, I like to do my journals or whatever with a theme. And it's nice to have a theme, but, you know, even within that theme, I don't want everything looking the same. And I was saying in my video the other day that my mom and I have been making a whole bunch of different tchotchkes. That's what I call these. I call these tchotchkes. And some I am going to be creating a journal with her tchotchkes, and I'm going to be selling grab bags of tchotchkes at a show that I've got coming up in September. It's kind of a slightly odd green compared to that one, but I'm okay with that. So anyways, we're going to be selling tchotchkes as well. So we're trying to get a bunch made. And I don't know, what do you think? I'm thinking like a grab bag of 5 for $10. I don't know. I really would love feedback on that. I mean, is that it's at a metaphysical fair, so it's not really a place where they're going to know a ton about journaling, other than the fact that I am speaking at the event. I am going to be selling journals. There was a hair on that one. I'm going to be selling journals. I am going to be speaking about journaling, and I'm also going to be selling my my Oracle deck and doing signings and readings of the deck and with the deck, and I'm going to be using the deck in my talk as well. So, I mean, I'm going to try and show a little bit about journaling. These things don't flip over. Come on. There we go. I mean, I don't want to shortchange myself either, but I rather sell them than not. So I don't know. What do you think? There's that one. Do you guys sell your tchotchkes at shows and stuff? I mean, sometimes I think sort of an online market is more, has a more of an awareness of what it is that we do. You know, when I do the shows, yeah, people know me. They know what I do. Psychic wise, reading wise. They know a little bit about what I do journal wise. So, I don't know. What do you think? I'm accepting suggestions. Suggestions on pricing. I'm thinking like 5 in a bag, 4 in a bag. I don't know. I mean, my mom and I, obviously, we put time, effort, energy, supplies into all the things that we make. So, what do you think? I don't like those two together. Using a lot of green. That's not one. Oh, it's 2 papers that are... This is book page. Once I'm done using books or pages within the books, I stamp on it and turn it into labels and tags and all that fun stuff. Oh, should I? You know what? Let me glue that one there. And then I'll glue that over it. So I'm going to hide the words, but that's okay. Here's a circle. No, I don't like that though. What's this one? That kind of pops nicely. Yeah, let's do that. I didn't even put any of the black on the black circles. See, I always do that. After I glue everything down, and let's re-glue that back down. Let's see if, yep. Let's put one there. Now I feel like I need one over here, or else it's going to look like Mickey ears. Just add a little bit of glue there. Let me put a little bit more glue here to re-glue that down. There. My stomach is just yakking away. Ay, ay, ay. All right, let's look at buttons. Should we go like a contrasting color? You know what, let's not do a button on this one, and I'll do a bunch of the gems. You know what else I have? I have my Wink of Stella pens. Now this one is blue, but this is blue. I feel like I need to. So Wink of Stella pens, if you don't know, it's a brush tip. And there's like really, really, really fine glittery mica. It's equivalent to adding glitter. In this case, it's mica within the blue. straight. So it's like a paintbrush tip. I used to get these at Michael's. I mean, not Michael's, at Hobby Lobby. And I believe they've discontinued them. But it's called Wink of Stella. Let me see if it says who makes them. Oh, it's by Zig. It's a Zig product. That'd be easy enough to find. All right, and let's do some gems. We'll do our 3. I had one of those shake trays for the gems, but do you think I can find it? This is why I'm trying to get organized. There's that one. Should I add one of the thingies behind it? I don't know. You know what? I think I'll leave that one like that. Put that one over there. All right, now I'll grab one of these. Not enough yellow in that one. Oh, I like that one. Okay, I'm gonna do that. And I like that one. If you haven't noticed, I do not take a long time to make a decision. I see it. That's it. That's the one. Except I glue things down too quickly. That I do. That one's kind of pretty. This one's a sticker, so I'm just going to stick it down. There. Put that on top of the sticker. Just brings a little bit more color. Put her on top of that, right next to the flower. And yep, we're going to offset. And those are kind of big. All right, let's ink these up because there's a little bit of white space still showing. That one's fine. Okay, let's glue that down before I forget where I wanted it. Kind of place this one off, and then let's add some glue. And you know what? I'll add black circles right there to kind of ground it a little bit. There. We'll add a black circle up there, and that's where I'm going to put the button. This one's a little kooky. Let's grab a yellow button. I'm going to do that one offset, just how it landed. I kind of liked that. And then let's do some of the gems. We'll do 3. Takes more time flipping the gem than it does gluing the gem. There. So what do you think? You like the offset ones? I kind of do. Let's do another offset one because I kind of like that. And then I'm thinking that might be our last one because I am going overboard time-wise. But that's okay. Use that one. And then we'll use that one, that one, that one. Ooh, and that one. Although that one's pretty. Oh! Oh, goodness. Got to see all my mess on my desk. Okay. Let's do an offset. Is that, oh, that's the same size. Let me make another one. What size should I do? Let's see, that's my inch. So that's going to ground it. And then we'll do that one. And then we'll do her kind of right there. I feel like I need a third bubble. I am going to switch the black one to being in the middle, that one to being up there, and that one to being there. Yeah. And I like how they're all offset. So we're going to glue them offset. And I'm going to glue them as I go. Because if I don't, I'll forget. Kind of like some of the wonky ones. Something a little different. It takes up a little more space, which I kind of like, actually. And let's do that with that. Don't need those. So let's move all of that out of my way. using a whole bunch of circles. I don't know, I think that's kind of fun. You know, we all have sort of like leftover pieces of paper and stuff, or like end cuts of paper. This is kind of a fun way to use up some of the things that we have. You know, I make these pretty papers and sometimes I just leave a piece laying around like, oh, I'm going to use that. Now I'm using it. Although, I use full sheets, except for the black. The black wasn't a full sheet. That was an end cut. Okay. I'm going to glue that there. Glue that there. I know I covered up the flower on the sticker, but that's okay. Where's my lady? There. That's what I have so far. Now, do I want to put a button inside each of these? Let's see. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Just want to make sure I get the flat. There is a flatter spot on these. You know, I've had these for a while. And believe it or not, I do use them. It's quite a full box of them. I'm offsetting these as well. When you purposely offset something visually, your eye doesn't see the other mistakes, which can be prevalent for me. All right, let's grab some more of these. See, I'm using all these up. Okay, grab my gem picker. We're going to put the gems, so 3, 4, 5. This glue dries clear, so I'm not worried about it around the gems. Once I flip this over, this is going to be my last one. There we go. I like that one. I like that one. I like the funky one. All right, let's look at what we have. This is what we've made in about an hour. So 1, 2, 3. Look at my little dainty one. 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I get 7? Yep, that's all I have. Oh, I did good. All right. I think that one's my favorite. I think that one's my next favorite. And then that one. I don't know. What do you think? make some. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. You can tag me on Instagram at chrisanne1234 and Blue Sky chrisanne1234. I'm on Facebook, Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. And yeah, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get my numbers up. This month is my birthday, so that consider it my birthday present. If you subscribe to my channel, I would love to start doing lives. So I need to get a lot more numbers in order for me to do some lives. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please check out my website. I have created an oracle deck. It's kind of like a tarot deck, but it's oracle, meaning all the words are written on the deck. I've illustrated the deck, and I have authored the words on it. So check that out. I'm doing a pre-order on my website. My website is linked in each and every video. It's Elemental Energies with chrisanne.com. Go check out the pre-order for that. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care. Be free.